Done everything humanly possible to hold on to you over the years. I'm not surprised he's not about to give up now.
My father and I have been at each other's throats for so long. This year I decided to finally give up. And then he found out that I was sick and everything changed. But you know my dad. When he loves big.
Well, that's what fathers do, right?
What's this?
Somebody woke up and wanted to see his daddy. Wasn't taking no for an answer.
I know you really want to see your daddy, but he's still asleep.
I can wake him up.
I know that your grandpa is awake, and I bet he would be thrilled to see you. Why don't we go see him?
Let's do that. Come on, let's go give Grandpa some sugar, all right?
Come on, let's go.
Does AJ want to see his daddy?
How do I tell him that JR might not wake up?
You know, when I had to tell Frankie that his father died, it was the hardest thing I'd ever done. He had so many questions.
What did you do?
I answered his questions honestly.
How do I do that without totally falling apart?
If AJ sees you feeling sad, then he's going to know it's okay for him to feel sad.
Jesse came back to you?
Yes, it did. Against all odds.
So it's still possible that JR will come back to me?
Never got a chance to give Marissa a proper honeymoon. I promised her happily ever after, and all I ever gave her was in sickness. She carted me off to doctor's appointments and therapy sessions and group sessions. And even when I felt so sick I had to curl into a ball, she never complained.
That's what people do when they love you.
But it was always about what I needed. I never realized that Marissa needed so much. And the parents that raised her, they're dead. And now I'm leaving her AJ. And AJ, he lost his mom not too long ago. And I promised him that I'd always be there for him.
Well, he's a lucky little boy, you know. He has a big family. He'll never be alone.
You have had your share of problems. But your heart has always stayed strong. I remember when I first met you. Cocky, self-assured, handful of brass, but crazy in love with my baby doll. And for a long time, I wasn't sure if you were the best thing that happened to her or the worst, but the way you loved each other, and that little boy of yours, it finally convinced me. Pure gold. If this is goodbye, if you have to leave us, then I know your heart is going to find its way back to Babe. And you're going to find peace together.
Babe? Babe? It's Babe, isn't it? That was Babe. She looked just the way that I saw her on the pier in San Diego. Just the way I remembered. Oh, I wasted so many days. So much time when she was alive, and I loved her. God, I loved her so much. I want to stay. I want to stay with Babe.
Because you loved her.
I love you, JR. And I miss you. AJ does too. He's here. He wants to wake you up. Can't die, JR. Do you hear me? I want to be strong for AJ, but if you leave us, I don't know how I'll do it without you. I know that you're tired. You've been in so much pain for so long. But I love you. I want a life with you. I know it's going to take a miracle. But I'm going to wait for that miracle.
Adam's my shot at love. Family, home, all the things I never had. And I want those things for Emma, too. My family, they pretty much wrote me off when I was a little girl. My first marriage was a complete disaster. And Ryan, I thought Ryan loved me, but really the only thing we ever shared was Emma. And then there was Adam. And Adam loved me for me. He didn't care about my past or my previous mistakes. So yeah, I guess sometimes I come on a little too strong and try too hard, but it's just because I don't want to screw it up.
If it's love,
Oh, it is love.
then maybe you don't have to try after all.
But I have Colby constantly trying to undermine me. I have JR trying to convince Adam he has to choose between his family and me.
It's not easy joining the Chandler family. You almost have to earn your place. But if, as you say, Adam loves you, and if you really love him, then maybe you have earned it.
Well, that's what I thought, but I can feel him slipping away, and I can't let that happen.
Adam just lost his brother not long ago, and he could lose his son.
You know, it would be just like JR to die on me. Ugh. So Adam would blame me, and I end up on the street.
You know, maybe you could focus on Adam instead of thinking about yourself.
I always focus on Adam.
I think you're thinking about keeping Adam. Scott told me about Adam's heart problem and his pacemaker. You know, I think you should worry less about whether Adam loves you or how much, and worry about him.
I do.
Good. Then you should stay in bed, you know, get healthy and get strong so that you can help Adam through whatever is ahead for him.
I just want to be by his side every step.
Then you'll just take care of him, you know? You'll make sure he takes his meds, that he eats right, that he gets enough rest.
I know how to take care of my husband. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go check on JR and see how he's doing.
Dr. Statement.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm better now.
I'm glad we talked.
Me too. Better make sure he takes his meds, eats well, gets some rest. I don't need your advice, English. I need you gone.
JR is still on the ventilator. And until he's breathing on his own, we're in a holding pattern.
Well, when will that be?
I think you need to spend time with him.
I don't want you saying goodbye to my son. All right? He's always loved you like a father. Always listened to you and given me the deaf ear. Well, I hated you for it. But don't say goodbye. Just tell him to get ready to fight. Fight for his life.